Good morning, dear students. So in the previous class, we have discussed different types of writing and the styles of writing. Now let us discuss today the features of writing. The features of writing or the features of written communication. What are the features of writing? The first one is mechanics. Okay, so what are the mechanics? Writing mechanics. Okay, such as punctuation, spelling, proper word order, and organization of thoughts. These are all the mechanics of writing. Because that's what we may consider as features of writing. So the sounds, first the sounds. In writing, the first feature is sounds. And they representative symbols in written form. The sounds and the representative symbols in written form. Okay, for example, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. These are all English alphabets. These are all English alphabets. Right? But using this alphabet, we may represent the sounds. Using this alphabet, we may represent the sound. For example, a cat, C-A-T. To represent the word cat, we use C-A-T. Okay, the oral form is cat. The written form is C-A-T. Actually, these two are codes. The original thing is a particular animal. That particular animal. Cat. Okay, to represent that particular animal, we use orally cat in written form C-A-T as a word. So the first feature is the representative symbols for the sounds. The representative symbols for the sounds. Okay, that's what we know words. That's what we know as words in English or in any language in written form. Okay, yeah, the mastery of those words we call the mastery of vocabulary. The mastery of vocabulary. We have to master the vocabulary. You see? Okay, spelling. Spelling is important. Okay, in Telugu language, to master the Telugu language, generally the teachers teaches us hallulu, achulu, ఒత్తులు, ద్విత్వక్షరాలు, సంయుక్తాక్షరాలు, and పదాలు. Okay, samyukta పదాలు and వాక్యాలు like that in Telugu. In English, in the same manner. Okay, vowels, consonants, diphthongs, and we make the student learn the spelling. Okay, the writer must have good knowledge of spellings as far as his expression of idea is concerned. Okay, C-E-L-L, cell, but C-A-L-L, cow. The writer should be very conscious in case of the spelling, because spelling is important in written form. That is also a feature. Spelling is also an important feature. Okay, when you write some words, your spelling is important. Okay, and another one, punctuation marks, right? Already there is a good saying, a comma can kill a man. A comma can kill a man. Because, okay, if you do not use the punctuations properly, okay, there may be a miscommunication. That miscommunication may lead to mishappenings. Okay, that's why punctuation is also important. Punctuation is also important. Okay, and proper structures and vocabulary. Proper structures and vocabulary. Structures and vocabulary. This is also important. This is also important, these students. So, when you express something, your sentence should be structurally correct. Your sentence should be structurally correct. Rama killed Ravana, correct. Rama was killed, Ravana, wrong. Rama killed Ravana, correct. Rama was killed, wrong. Okay, Ravana was killed, right sentence. Structurally, this is the right sentence. Ravana was killed is the right sentence. Rama was killed, wrong sentence, because of its structure. One is active voice and another one is passive voice. Okay, in case of Rama, passive active voice is correct. In case of Ravana, passive voice is correct. Right? In case of Rama, passive voice is wrong, such as Rama was killed, wrong. Okay, that's why the proper structure, choosing the right words and phrases is the first step in writing. Choosing the right words and phrases is the first step in writing, right? When some idea is to be expressed, it will be possible only if the writer has the knowledge of some structures and vocabulary at his command. The writer should have knowledge of some structures and vocabulary at his hand, at his command. Then only the proper information may be conveyed. Okay, then in this features, organization of ideas is another feature. Organization of ideas is another feature. Okay, continuity, consistency, and a gradual and systematic development of thought or idea are the hallmark of organization in writing. Okay, in this organization of writing, continuity, consistency, and a gradual and systematic development of thought or idea are the hallmark of organization in writing. Okay, if the ideas are independent and not related with each other, the subject matter fails to be a good piece of written work. Okay, భోంచేశాను వాళ్ళు వచ్చారు ఓకే నిన్న రాసుకున్నాను చిన్నప్పుడు ఆడుకున్నాం అంటే సార్ these are all independent statements. These are all independent statements. There is no particular connection. Okay, if the writing is like that, all the sentences are independent, having no connection, then the communication or the message is fake. The writing fails, or the subject matter fails to be a good piece of written work. That's why all the ideas should be properly organized. All the thoughts or ideas should be properly organized. But that organization should be continuity, should be continuous, consistent, and gradual and systematic development. Then only it will be good, right? Okay. Imagination is also important point, While writing something, our writing work, our writing demands imaginative mind. Okay, who are our readers? Okay, how they may read. Okay, how they may receive. and how they can understand this piece of information. This is what we have to imagine. Okay, this is the habit which helps us to develop good writing skill. Okay, imagination in the sense that the visualization. The writer must visualize or imagine what he is going to write and how he is going to organize those ideas in his mind and how he may write them on paper while communicating others or when trying to communicate others. Written work demands imaginative mind. It is developed while learning mother tongue itself. Even from mother tongue, while learning mother tongue itself, from learning mother tongue itself, we may develop this imagination. We may develop this imagination. Okay, first, if we learn conversation, how to speak at railway station, we are imagining what may happen in the railway station, what we may need to express, we may need to ask, we may need to answer. This is all the part of imagination. Okay, while we learn without real situation, when we learn something in a continuous situation, surely that is imagination, we can say. Surely that is imagination. Right? Yes, students. These are the features of writing, or we can say the mechanics of writing. Okay, then let us move to study how to cultivate or how to develop writing. How to cultivate or how to develop writing. Okay, writing is a tool. Writing is a tool used to enable us to expose. Use it to enable us to expose what is in our mind. What is in our mind? Okay, it may not be possible to tell whatever you have in your mind in all the contexts, and it may not reach more number of people. Okay, but when you write something, then you may reach many people. You may reach many people, right? That's why really writing is an excellent tool to enable us to expose to the world or to the scholarly world what is there in our minds. Unless you express yourself, nobody will recognize you. Okay, surely writing skill will help you to get recognition also. Okay, let us see how to cultivate or how to develop writing skill. First, visualize and think of what you want to express. First, visualize or think of what you want to express. When it is clear to you, words would flow automatically to express it. If you are clear of what you want to express, then your ideas may come, the words may come automatically to express that thing. Okay, that is the first thing you have to practice. Okay, first we have to visualize and think of what we want to express. By doing so, we can develop our writing skill. Since clear thinking and clear writing go together, okay, adequate preparation, proper organization of writing, and the plan of writing are very essential in attaining clarity of thoughts. Okay, adequate preparation is important. Without having any knowledge, without having any preparation and planning and a proper organization of writing, how can you think? How can you get the clear idea? At least first you have to collect some raw material. You have to have in your mind the raw information, the complex information. so that you can make it clear with a specific object, right? Before actual presentation, or the final draft, better prepare a rough draft, and see whether the ideas are properly organized. See whether the ideas are properly organized. Okay, ideas to be properly organized. Before presentation, we should check that. What is required in written communication is the consistency. Okay, we should have consistent nature. In writing, we should show consistency. Then, after writing the first draft or the rough draft, revise your draft, making necessary changes by deleting unnecessary points. Revise your draft, making necessary changes by deleting unnecessary points. Okay, in this revision part, we have to make necessary changes and we have to delete irrelevant or unnecessary points. And we have to make our writing crisp and clear. For that, we have to choose the right words and phrases. Okay, because words have different meanings in different contexts. Words may have different meanings in different contexts. This is a plain truth. That's why we should be able to choose those words which suit the situation, right? So we have to use proper words. We have to use right words and right phrases, right? And next one, let our writing be simple, concise, precise, and specific. Let our writing be simple. Need not to make our words complex. Need not use abstract words or difficult words or complex words. It is better to use simple words and precise and specific. Okay, we should not use bombastic language. And we should not express our sentences with exaggeration. The simple and specific words in our writing, in our material, gives a clear picture, and immediately creates an image in the minds of the reader. The simple and specific word in our writing or in our material gives the reader a clear picture, or immediately creates an image in the mind of the reader. Okay, so always we have to prefer plain and familiar words to unfamiliar words. When we write something, we have to use we have to use familiar words and plain words instead of unfamiliar words. Okay, so we have to keep in view the ability of the reader or the receiver of the message. We have to keep in our mind the ability of the reader or the receiver of our message. We must make our writing precise and clear Okay, based on the ability of the reader, based on the ability of the receiver of our message. Okay, we have to avoid foreign words and phrases. We have to avoid foreign words and phrases. Okay, another point is that we have to avoid redundancy. We have to avoid redundancy. That is superfluity in writing. Other parts of message that can be deleted without the loss of information. Okay, it has well been said that unnecessary words or repetition of ideas should be cut out to make our writing shine clearly. To make our writing shine clearly. Okay. So actually, in teaching profession, many a time one may have to report, one may have to write reports, personal correspondence, official letters, notices, prepare invitation cards for different school functions, and sometimes send your resume or curriculum vitae for better jobs or for selection of awards as a teacher, okay, or as a job aspirant. Okay, that's why we have to master in all these cases. Okay, no company or no organization will take you if you say them that you will learn after the job is given. They will recruit only the people who already learned, who have already such experience or required experience. Okay, at least the proper knowledge in those areas, how to write notices, how to write memorandums, and how to write minutes of the meeting, how to write letters, and how to write paragraphs, and how to write reports like this. In all these cases, you have to practice well. You have to practice well, dear students. So these are the things how to develop or how to cultivate a written skill, how to cultivate a writing skill. We discussed mechanics of writing, or we discussed the features of writing. Okay, and we discussed how to cultivate a writing skill. Then what are the activities that can be suggested? What are the activities that can be suggested to develop writing skill? Just to recall what happened in your schooling. In schooling, teacher dictated something and you started to write something. Dictation. Teacher used to dictate and we used to write some words, some sentences. Why that activity was given in schooling? Okay. The teacher, with a careful planning, gave such activities. Okay, train you in such activities because your ears should be tuned with the sounds. At the same time, your mind should be tuned to the sound and should be able to translate that sound into word. That sound into word. For that purpose. Okay, after teaching words, after teaching sounds, after teaching how to combine the sounds, and after teaching all the mechanics of writing. Okay, the spellings of the words, the teacher might have taught you, might have conducted some activities like dictation, that is instructing some words. Okay, for speaking and for listening skill, the teacher may instruct you. You have to respond physically. That is also a good task. Okay. So missing letters in a spelling in a word, missing letters in a word. Okay, this is the practice for proper spelling. This is the practice for proper spelling. That's what given in your schooling. Okay, in your school, teachers asked you to write a short answer questions. Short answer questions of your own. Okay, that is a practice. That is a test for your retention and your ability of expression. For your retention and your ability of expression. Okay, the teacher asked you to write some sentences. Okay, they used to give a word or a phrase. Okay, they may ask you to write in your own words using those words or phrases. This is enough practice. This is for giving enough practice to use such words or phrases in a particular context. In a particular context. Okay. And teacher used to give hints paragraph. Hints paragraph. This is also a good activity for developing writing skill. Okay, they used to give some hints describing a particular process or narrating a story or narrating an incident. Okay, narrating a character, we can say. By using those hints, we are asked to develop a story. We are asked to write a paragraph, a comprehensive or coherent paragraph. Okay. So another one, précis writing, the ability to make complex sentences simple, to make more sentences as one or two, to reduce the length of the sentence. There is a practice in précis writing. Okay. In schooling, okay, you are given composition. Okay, at the beginning, teacher taught you how to write. Even the teacher himself wrote some essays and make you copy so that you can understand how to write. Okay, actually, in composition, there are three. One is three types. One is controlled composition. Teacher control. Teacher controls your writing. Teacher controls your writing. Our teachers make you practice how to write an essay. And after that, there is another type, that is free and guided composition. Free and guided composition. Teacher will guide you, but not completely hold you, not completely control you. Teacher will guide you, then you have to express your feelings. You have to express your knowledge or ideas on a particular topic. Okay? And the last one is free composition. Totally the writer, totally the student may be given opportunity to write of his own, whatever he may feel. He may organize his thoughts and he may express by following all the mechanics of writing. By following all the mechanics of writing. Right? So dear students, here we can understand properly. Here we can understand properly how to write. These are all the activities which made us to practice the writing skill. The writing skill. In an advanced level, okay, we will give you or we will make you to collect the information from different sources and make you to prepare material. Make you to prepare material. Okay. Even in the schooling and in the secondary education, in your graduation, you might have practiced letter writing. Okay, uh, resume writing or curriculum writing, we can say. Okay, you may be asked or you may be given an activity that is letter writing. That may be a personal letter or formal letter or business letter, whatever it is. You may be asked to write a letter. You have to practice. You should be able to write properly. Because in your life, in your day-to-day life, many a times you may need to write a letter. Many a times you may need to write a letter. That may be to the officials, that may be to the administrators, or that may be to the business organizations, or that may be to your friends or your relatives or your family members. Right? Letter writing is important. Okay. So, as a student of higher education, you may be asked to write reports on particular things or on particular incidents. Then you should know what is the structure of a report, how to write a report, and you should practice it. You should practice it. Okay, writing a report is also a practice to develop your writing skill. Okay, moreover, as a student of literature, where the teachers can make you write some poems, at least small poems, at least a few lines, a few poetic lines to develop your creativity, to give space for your creativity, right? Yes, students, it is very, very important. It's very, very important. Okay, even you should, as a student of higher education, after completion of this course, okay, you have to go to the real world. You have to survive in the real world. There, you may need to write. Okay, if you are in a good position, you may need to write some memos. You may need to write some circulars. You may need to write some notices. You may need to write some minutes of the meeting. And you have to prepare some agenda of the meeting. This is what you may be required to write. You may be required to write. In all these areas, you should have enough practice. You should know. Okay, even you should be able to prepare invitation. You know one thing, in sports, in colleges, all the faculty members may look at teacher for any occasional writings. For any occasional writings, look at English teacher. Okay, that may be invitation of a program or a speech in a program, speech for a program. Okay, likewise, even the program or the schedule of the program sheet of a speech, of a function, okay, of a meeting or of a seminar, conference, whatever it may. Okay, if you are interested in research, you may also require, you may need to write some research papers. You may need to write some research papers. That is also important. That is also important in these students. Okay, whenever there is a chance, try to write. Okay, at your home, if you're free, if you have a leisure time, try to put your ideas on paper. Try to put your ideas on paper. Okay, to develop your writing skill, you write first whatever you feel. You write first whatever you feel. Okay, on paper. Then once you write, you have to check whether your writing is comprehensive, at least for you. Whether your writing is comprehensive, at least for you. Then think of others, whether they may be able to understand your writing or not. Okay, try to check whether there is any ambiguous expression, whether there is any whether there are any confusing words or unfamiliar words or difficult words. Okay. Likewise, dear students, you have to check. You have to check everything. Okay. This is how we can say these are in this class we have discussed mechanics of writing or the features of writing and how to cultivate writing. That is how to develop writing skill. These are the points we have discussed in this class. Thank you. Thank you for patient watch.